Hey. We are officially 14 days to my birthday. 2 weeks. And first off, I started out 2 weeks ago. So I am 2 weeks in, 2 weeks to go in my process and journey of just being intentional of myself, being intentional of my feelings, my emotions, and really working through them. This little docu-series has been very raw for me, and I hope for those who have tuned in that it can serve you as well, even though this is for me, and if no one else sees it, it's about what it has been able to do for me and in me and through me. But at the same token, I am sharing it with the intention and with the hope that someone else can resonate and can relate to me and be able to do better for themselves as well. Today's message was yesterday when I was talking about the spotlight, right? Where do we put our spotlight? And how we have, with everything being a process, everything being a journey, we can always look at how far we have still to go. Like, oh my gosh, I still have 100 miles to trek on this journey of wherever I'm headed, right? Or we can look back and acknowledge, but dang, I've come a mighty long way. I've made a lot of progress. So where does our spotlight go? When we have success, we get excited and we can acknowledge that. But then when we have a pitfall, we have a disappointment, things don't go our way, do we spotlight that more than the success or than the progress? And in all of this doing, in all of this overcoming, realizing and recognizing that what we do, who we are, how we show up, isn't just about us. It's not about us. And I have to remind myself of this, like our emotions, we get in our emotions and we feel away and we want to back out or retreat or get offended, whatever the case may be, about something, and then make us want to quit, but not realizing that who we are, what we're doing, has a ripple effect, even if that ripple is just, quote unquote, in your immediate family. And I say just because even within your immediate family, that can have a generational impact on your choices can have a generational impact on your family. So it's not about necessarily just doing what feels good in the moment, but pushing through and overcoming those things, because we don't know what our doing can do for other people. If we sit in our fears or our disappointments and allow those to dominate what we see over the progresses, over the wins, over the forward motion, it's not just us that it's impacting. And we don't know who exactly is going to be the one to be impacted the most, or how they're going to be impacted the most. So it's on us to take an assessment or to get a little more objective, get out of our own feelings, and fight a little harder for what we want, for what we, not just what we want, the things in the physical sense, but also the impact we want to make, the difference we want to make, whose lives we want to touch. Even again, if it is just our kids, if you don't have an ambition to touch the world, that's fine, but your life is not just about you. Your life doesn't only impact you. So I heard a lady named Tanya Poe. She said, and I heard this years ago, it resonated for me. And she said, how dare you allow your fear to stop you from sharing something with somebody that could change their life? How dare you allow your fear to stop you from speaking to somebody about something that could change their life? How selfish is that? And when she said that, that really hit, because I'm like, wow, it really is, because we don't know other people's circumstances. We don't know who's open, who's willing, who's looking, needs an encouraging word. We don't know who's on the brink of suicide or who's on the brink of even homicide. Shoot, we have heard like a lot of crazy mass shooters stemmed from being ostracized or whatever, may be. But it's like people snap. They go over the edge because a number of reasons, but who knows what difference could have been made if somebody would have said something, would have done something a little bit different. What if somebody, random stranger, would have just smiled and waved at the person? They might have still done what they did. They might have, no one really knows. But the same token, who's to say that one little smile, that one little gesture of friendliness might have been like, you know what? Everybody in the world doesn't suck, and cause them to change their mind and turn the other way. We don't know. I'm not saying that, but people are hurting. People are in need. People want more. People don't want to lose faith or lose hope in all people. There's a conversation, and I've said it before, that people can suck. And I say people can suck. Some people just say people suck. I don't like to think that all people suck, because I don't think all people suck. I don't suck. I'm pretty darn dope. I'm people. I do stuff. I'm not saying, I have my ways, but all people don't suck. But people can suck. I'll be honest. So therefore, I don't like to make general statements like that. But nonetheless, giving somebody an example or a demonstration that not everybody is the same. Not everybody sucks. Also, in regards to not knowing who needs what you have to offer, somebody told me once, and this has probably been one of the best compliments I've ever received. And I don't even know if this person knows this. So maybe they'll see it, maybe they won't. But this person told me, thank you for operating in your gift. And even saying that now and refeeling the power of those words, thank you for operating in your gift. When we operate in our gift, I believe that we are most optimal. Like we are getting the best use out of our time, out of our life, and other people are getting the best versions of us when we're operating in our gift. Because when we're operating in our gift, we're there to serve. It happens naturally, but it's for the service of other people. Remember, we're not here just for ourselves. It's for the service of others, for the world, so we can live. We all are living in this planet, this world, wherever you are. No matter where you are in the world, no matter what state you're in, no matter what country, continent, whatever. Like, we are all members of this experience of life together right now. Even though I may not know you, even though we may never cross paths, but we're in this together, and we're all like pebbles that cause ripples in a pond, and our waves do run into each other. They say that we're 6 degrees separation, like 6 degrees separates everybody from the world. So they say, and I wouldn't put that past, I wouldn't, doubt that or put that past anything. So therefore, we all make a difference. We all have an impact. So when we operate in our gifts, when we speak up, when we get over ourselves for the betterment of others, we never know what difference we're making. We never know who's going to be and who's going to say yes. And again, allowing the wins, allowing those moments that encourage us, that move us, and those our reason for doing, allowing that to push us instead of being discouraged by the no's or what's not going perfectly. It's all a matter of perspective. It's all a matter of perspective. I am a mindset coach, so it's a mindset thing. Where do you focus your attention? Where do you look? And I have to remind myself of this. I have to be mindful. I have to exercise and practice what I preach, and exercise my mindset Just like I have to exercise my muscles, I have to exercise my body. We have to exercise our mindset because we are conditioned. We are conditioned for a way. I've read that, we're all programmed. We're all programmed. It's just a matter of whether you are consciously programming yourself and your mindset, or if you're allowing others or other entities, the news, the media, other people, your form of entertainment, are you allowing those things to program you? Because we're all being programmed. I hate to break it to you. You may get offended, or you may think, no. Yeah. I'm programmed. I have been programmed, and I am consciously, actively, and will forever be intentionally working to unprogram and reprogram those things which no longer help me or serve me in where I'm going. What you have now, the programming you have now, the thinking, the way you've been doing, your defense mechanisms, all these things have served you to some extent, because otherwise you wouldn't have done it. We only do things that serve us, even if that service is purely pleasure. Someone with a drug addiction or alcoholism, as just an example. These things are not innately good, but they serve the purpose of the person who's involved, whether it be to numb a pain, whether it be just for pleasure, recreation, to fit in, to be amongst their peers, whatever the case is, whatever the reason, it has a purpose. But it comes a point where we have to ask ourselves, okay, is this purpose still serving me? Is this still serving me? Or is it time to let it go? And once you realize it's time to let it go, let it go. Again, it's not always that easy. I understand that. But it's the work. Once you realize it, then the work begins. And that's my point. So don't beat yourself up for the programming. It has served you up until this point. But once you realize it's no longer serving you, it's worth doing the work to unlearn it, to unprogram it, and replace it. All right, that's today's lesson, y'all. Much peace and love.